Now, before Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo was elected, one of the key promises he made was to deliver free senior high school. When he won the presidency or became president of Ghana, he insisted that he was going to deliver on his promise of free senior high school. Since the beginning of the free senior high school 6 years ago, there have been calls within the education sector and even without for a review of the process. The government has always been insistent that it is not broken and needs no fixing. But a lot of issues have been coming out of the free senior school, from infrastructure to feeding and space and so on. Now, the latest issue in town has to do with food supplies to senior high schools. It's a recurring issue that we've been hearing about all the time. We usually hear this through the Conference of Heads of Assisted Secondary School CHAS. The president will usually speak to us because senior high school headmasters are not allowed to grant media interviews in that nature. Tonight, though, we have a headmaster who has agreed to speak to us, and we're going to speak to him anonymously, I beg your pardon, and understand exactly what the situation in senior high schools is. Good evening and welcome to Citi FM, sir.
Thank you for having me. Greetings to your cherished listeners.
Greetings to you too. What is the situation in your secondary school and in secondary schools that your other friends are heads of?
Thank you, Umaru. I keep on saying that the best thing educationally that has happened to our country is a free SHS. But I beg to differ about its implementation. We know the government alone cannot do it. And we keep drumming into the government here that it cannot shoulder the burden of parents. Parents who have what it takes to take care of their children are being denied to take care of their own children. You know, in this world, we have classes. Whatever you think, I don't mind, we have classes. Some of us can take care of our children. Some cannot. So why don't we look for those who cannot, and the government helps them? We have the LEAP, right? That is for the poorest of the poor, and the government grants them what? Loans. How did they get them? How? Because if you look carefully, you will get those who really need it. So let me come back to education. You see, my brother, things are not going on well for special heads. Those of us who manage our schools. It's so difficult. Let's go to food items. A school which has 3,000 students are given 8 bags of flour. How many days do you think the 8 bags would do for 3,000 students? It is that, my brother. When we are giving...
And these 8 bags of flour that is given you for this population of students is to last you officially how long?
It will not last for 2 weeks.
I mean, so when they give it to you, how long do they expect you to use it for? But in practical terms, it will take you up to 2 weeks. But what do they expect you to use it for? How long? Is it for a whole term? Do they give you 8 bags for a whole term, or they give it to you for a month, or how do they?
That's what we have been given. That's what we have been given. We don't know when the next consignment will come. So always we cross our fingers, looking for manna. Hello?
I'm listening to you.
Yeah, looking for manna to fall. Hello?
I'm listening to you.
Yes, my brother. That is what we are experiencing.
Now,
looking for manna to fall. So as we've been given 8 bags, we don't know the next concerning my brother.
Do they give you money as headmasters to use for shopping to provide food for the schools?
No. All that we are giving is money for perishables. When I'm talking about perishables, we're talking about tomatoes, fish, pepper, those kind of, when we call perishables, things that will not last for long. That's the perishables.
And how much do they give? Do they give it? Is there a flat figure for every school, or they consider number of students?
It is based on the number of students you have.
How much do they pay per student?
I think it's 1 Citi 50 pesos.
1 Citi 50 pesos per student. For how long? For a term, for a month, or for a day?
For a day. And let me tell you what goes into the 1 Citi 50 pesos. The ingredient, as I've said earlier, that is the pepper, the tomatoes, that's fresh tomatoes, fish, those kind of. Then, with this same 1 Citi 50 pesos, you buy gas. The same amount of money we use to do maintenance of the kitchen for fuel. If you don't have fuel and don't have a car, it means you have to transport the ingredient from market to your school. So that is it. That's the 1 Citi 50 pesos. And it gives them breakfast, lunch, and supper. Meaning 50 pesos per lunch, per breakfast, per supper. Inclusive of the gas, maintenance, machines. I mean, you see, when you have the machine that turn out, what do you call it?
Is it the biofuel machine? The one that provides
whatever. When it gets spoiled, or when there's, anything wrong with it, it's the same amount of money you have to do the repair.
What about gas for cooking? Is that provided separately, or you have to pay for it? If you don't have it, what happens?
It's part of the 1 Citi 50 pesos. That's what I'm trying to tell you, my brother.
And if you do not have that, what are the alternatives? Are there instances where you don't have that?
You go around looking for firewood. Sometimes you go around the schools and look for broken chairs. You use as firewood to cook for our students. It's so sad, my brother.
This is happening, or this is just a hypothetical thing you're saying?
I am in the belly of the fish, and I'm telling you the truth.
Use broken school furniture to...
It's not fiction, because I have experience in it. It is sad. It is sad. You see,
in secondary schools, you have the pantry where the food is cooked. Now, when you say you're using firewood, which is broken school furniture, does it mean then that you have to set the fire outside and have, like we have in the village with the hearth?
Exactly. Because you cannot put on the firewood, use what do you call it? Broken chairs and firewood in the main pantry. You have to bring it out and cut. Just imagine the smoke, the hazard our kitchen staff goes through. Sometimes when they come and they complain, can't do anything about it, my brother. You just look at them. I don't know.
What about the quality of the meal itself? You serve breakfast, lunch, and supper.
You just imagine a whole school with 3,000 population is giving 8 bags of, flour. And it will take less than 2 weeks. What type of food do you think we give them? I'm not asking you. I'm sorry.
I get you, but give me an idea. What is on the dining table? When I was in my school, my secondary school, we used to eat jollof with chicken on Sunday evenings. In the morning, we take tea with egg and bread. Do we have things like that? We used to have wache with fish.
I can't speak for my secondary school because I have not had that. But the truth is that gone were those days. Today, we give them what is called cocoa sakura. The best sometimes they can add is what? Peanuts, you know?
Groundnuts.
Peanuts. Groundnuts or peanuts, whatever it is. That's the best they can use to add to their cocoa.
The cocoa doesn't come with bread. I recall we had bread with margarine.
What questions are you asking?
I'm using my reality. We used to have bread with margarine in there, with Tom Brown or with cocoa. That doesn't happen now?
Oh, my brother. It is not happening right now.
What about the rice?
Mm-hmm.
The rice and stew. Do you have fish or meat with the rice that comes? How do you serve your rice in the boarding house?
Some semblance of fish. Sometimes when they go out, they will buy tuna, then they will turn it to flakes, and they use it. That's when we don't have the mackerel and sardine. As we speak, we don't have the single sardine. We don't have a tin of sardine in my school. A tin of sardine in my school. I don't remember the last time we gave them eggs, but we used to give them eggs and even food. I don't remember the last time we gave them.
Now, what about 3 square meals a day? Do all students get 3 square meals a day?
They are supposed to get 3 square meals a day. That's the borders. A day students are entitled to lunch. And of late, most of my students don't even attend, go to eat breakfast, because they prefer to eat from their chopbox. Because the food, I am saying all this because I'm a parent, and I'm a teacher, and I'm a headmaster.
So
I'm not saying the government is not doing well, but they should allow parents. Let me go to other issues. Do you think parents cannot afford to buy school uniform for their own children? When they were at primary school, who buys their school uniform? When they are basic, who buys their school uniform? So why all of a sudden, when they get to secondary school, parents cannot any longer afford school uniform and the government has to come in? Why? Why? That's a big question. Why? If you look at the boarding system, their students commute from home to school and back to school every day for 5 days. They are entitled for only a lunch. Whereas boarders, they don't commute. Okay? They take breakfast, lunch, and supper. Why can't we make the parents pay for at least the breakfast and the supper? As for lunch, both, their students and boarders can enjoy. I think I'm making sense. Do you understand?
I do understand you. If you were to speak to the government directly, what would you ask the government to know? Are you saying free SHS should be cancelled, or you are asking for some things to be knocked off?
No. I said that it is
So
one of the best things that has happened to our country.
Great. So what things would you recommend be knocked off the free SHS list?
Free uniform should be cancelled. Free church service attire, clothes should be taken care of by parents. Breakfast and supper for boarders should be taken care of by parents, not by the government. By the government. And we keep on drumming this. And I don't understand. Because parents are capable of taking care of their children. We are. So I don't see, listen, it has gone beyond politics. We are talking about Ghana.
Have you, as headmasters, raised this issue with the people who implement the free SHS?
We have severally.
What do they say to you?
Umaru, you know the response. Do you remember our finance minister said that why can somebody look after his children for free so far as education is concerned? Do you remember that?
I do.
And what happened? It's sad. And especially at this time of hardship, you see, I believe the government is listening. Those who have ears, they have ears to listen. This is a cry from a headmaster. A cry from a headmaster who has his children at heart, who has the country at heart. I am not saying anything different. I'm just pleading with the government, for God's sake, you should listen to reason.
Mr. Headmaster, because we live in a political society and a lot of issues get politicized, for someone who says you are just talking down on free SHS, what was the situation before free SHS? Were things all rosy at the time? So that all of a sudden things are bad?
It wasn't. But we were expecting better performance. You see, we are in 21st century, for God's sake. We cannot use yesterday's, issues to judge. So we are thinking that we have to do things better. Because we are in technological world, where things are done better. Yes, during those days, when parents were paying fees, yes, there were some who struggled. We understand. That's why the government, in its own wisdom, and which I believe and I share with him, for bringing this free SHS, which I keep on saying that it's one thing that has happened, one good thing that has happened to our country. As we speak, we will not see the results right now, the outcome. But let us give ourselves 10 to 20 years, we'll see it. But we are talking about its implementation. That's all. This is not political. If I tell you there's no need.
Yes.
It's not political. We are talking about our country and our students, our future leaders.
Finally, the challenges we enumerated above, how are they affecting teaching and learning on campus? How are they affecting the students' psyche?
Morals are down. Because, you see, food is the engine that carry us along. Because if you don't have proper diet, balanced diet, your health will fail you. If you will not even have the edge even to learn, because you're thinking of, you're hungry. And teachers have become very indisciplined, because you cannot even talk about teachers. because the system is not working as we expected. Let me divert a bit. As we speak, headmasters do not have any say in the promotion of their staff. The little Umaru, the system that we have to sit down as a country. If all of us want our educational system to, yes, the Minister of Education is doing so well, especially the TVET. You see, we are not doing badly at all as a country. We are not doing, but we have to sit down and review our policy and the implementation. That's all.
Thank you for speaking to us, sir.
You're welcome.
That's a headmaster of a public secondary school here in the Greater Accra region speaking to us on the state of affairs in his school and other schools in relation to senior high school.